I love taking photos everywhere I go, especially because you see things that are so awe-inspiring to you, like when you travel. It's just kind of a game to try to capture that, and you never fully do, but it's fun to see how close you can get.
Traveling adventure, for how long did you go for?
It ended up being like 7 months.
How many photographs did you take?
It was only like 20,000. It wasn't enough. I wish I had taken more.
Some of the photographs you take, like, they're kind of still traveling, like, until you discover them.
I took a lot of photos because I had gotten into photography like before going on this trip, and yeah, I ended up taking. My first estimate was high. It was only like 20,000. At first, I thought it was 30,000. But if you count the photos on my phone, it might approach like 25. But it wasn't enough. I wish I had taken more. Even though I'm still going, it's 2 years later, and I'm still going through photos and like seeing photos I don't remember taking or haven't even like looked at yet.
You know what?
Still traveling in my mind.
Yeah, as much as I always crack that joke, I remember a few years ago, and I was looking at my dad's music when he was transferring all his records to his computer, and he literally had 80,000 songs, and I was like, Dad, how could you have that many songs? Like, that's too many songs. But
I had 6,000 on my computer, and I thought, this is absurd.
Yeah,
80,000, wow.
But I guess, like, as you grow older, like, you accumulate a lot, and
Yeah.
he did say something cool, like, and I've started noticing this too, where you won't hear a song or a photograph for a really long time, and it will come on, and like, whether it'll spark a memory, or like you said, like, some of the photographs you take, like, they're kind of still traveling, like, until you discover them. But the cool thing about the photographs, and as big of a passion that is for you, is, I think, not saying you're behind a screen too much, but I think it almost sounds like you can appreciate, not more than others, but you are definitely noticing a lot of the scenery, and like, you're taking these photos because like you are in love with like a lot of the things you're seeing. And like, I talked about this on the other episode where I noticed myself, like, I miss things sometimes. I'm not looking at the details. That's why you took so many photos, because you're seeing details around you, and where a lot of people miss. And
yeah, I mean, I've spent like my whole life drawing, which I think helped a lot with traveling, because when you draw, you're forced to focus on the details.
Right.
So like, I'll go to a place. Oh, that was like one of my hobbies. Traveling still is like, if I have time, I'll just sit. I'll just find a cool place and I'll sit and I'll draw. And you just pick up on so much more, like detail wise, in buildings and whatever. I mean, I draw architecture just because it doesn't move. I'd like to draw people, but when you sit in a public space, like, no one is there long enough to draw, unless it's like a super quick sketch. Although I've drawn people on trains before.
That's so cool. That's such a cool gift. And
yeah, no, with photography, I love taking photos everywhere I go, especially because you see things that are so awe-inspiring to you. Like when you travel, that's just kind of the way it is. And I feel like with photography, it's just kind of a game to try to capture that. And you never fully do, but it's fun to see how close you can get. And then when you look back on it, like, I can go through my photos now and see things that I've totally forgotten about. And like music, I think music does the same thing. Like I was saying the last time we chatted, I was in my car coming home from work, like less than a week ago, and this song by Missy Elliott, I think it was Missy Elliott, it's like Lighters Up.
Yeah.
Put your lighters up, and it came on, and I hadn't heard the song since I was in Switzerland, and as soon as it came on, I just remembered exactly the road I was walking on the last time I had heard it. And I could, like, if I went on Google Maps right now, I could find the spot and point it out. Because I
Yeah.
remember like this stretch of road I was walking on, and I remember details of the road, and it was weird because I had totally forgotten about it until the song came on, and I was just listening. Like I'm driving home from work, but I'm really in Switzerland in my mind. So I think photos can kind of do that too.
Like I said, I make that joke a lot, but and I like taking photos too, and I also like just trying to be in the moment as much as possible. But hearing you talk about that, it makes me want to. I like videos. I really like taking videos where you can like hear people's voices and stuff.
Yes.
But photos are cool. Like when you can take a photo in like at someone's house, and then like you look at the photo later and you're like, wow, I didn't notice that on the wall in the
Yeah.
picture. And I was looking at some of my photos before we did this talk too, and there's just some photos I haven't looked at in a long time, and
Yeah.
yeah, you notice some subtleties and things like that.
I actually saw your video that you put together after your trip, and it just made me like so remorseful that I didn't take a video. I have some videos, but I don't know. I've just never like gotten into videography or filming. Like I do it here and there, but there is so much content you have, and I have photos which I love, but I'm like, I wish I had taken more photos because yeah, the voices.
Yeah,
I
and it's
love I love the accents, the voices. I have on trains. This is like borderline creepy, but I would just sit on trains and I would pull out my phone and they have like the voice memo stuff.
yeah.
And like in different countries I was in, I would just sit and like if people were like having a conversation, even if I can't understand it because it's in a language I don't know, I would just record it. So now like
Are they talking about me? Like you
no, I
checked later.
mean they could be. I don't know. Look at this stupid American. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
even know where he is or what we're saying. I'm gonna get these translated now that you bring that up because
Yeah.
no one's talking. No, but I have like recordings in my phone of just random conversations, and like some of them are just in whatever native language it is, and other ones are in English because pretty much it seems like everyone in Europe speaks English and they all speak it differently. So that was kind of interesting just to hear everyone's take on it. And
Yeah.
they're all like surprisingly great at speaking English. Because if I learned like French or something, it would sound god awful.
Yeah, I was very impressed too with the amount of people who could speak English or more than that. And I'm the same way. I only speak English, and I think as a kid, they grow up learning it at an earlier age, but
Yeah,
it's it's admirable for sure.
and some people, it's kind of now that I think about it, it's kind of funny that of all the countries in Europe where I've met people and like conversed with them in English, the hardest to understand is Scottish. Even
Scottish, yeah,
it's
Irish,
they're
yeah,
speaking English, but I like have a much easier time understanding someone from Germany
yeah, or
or like
Switzerland, yeah,
Bulgaria or like some random country because they learn English like modeling it after either American or British.
right.
Whereas Scottish has they've been speaking English so long, but it's like just branched off